Welcome guys, welcome to the fluid mechanics lecture series on the numerical point. And in this lecture series we are first discussing about the fluid properties, and this is our part 2 video. We will discuss about one of the most important criteria of a fluid, that is one of the most important property of fluid, that is viscosity. So let's get started. Before starting viscosity, we need to understand two important criteria or two important phenomena. That is, one is force of attractions and other is no slip condition. So here I want to give you some insights about the forces of attraction, which is valid in every field, that is whether it is a solid or liquid or gases. The force of attraction will always be there, but it is not exclusive for fluids. Okay, it is valid in solid, liquid and gas, and this is a no slip condition. That is we'll discuss it later. So first let's go for forces of attraction. In the forces of attraction, we will see two types of forces. One is cohesive force and other is adhesive force. So the forces of attraction is basically between any two molecules. Okay, this is one molecule, then other this is molecule. So any two molecules in this universe will exert some forces of attraction on each other. Okay, this molecule will try to attract this molecule and this molecule will try to attract this molecule. So in the nature of the molecule depends on the classification, whether this is a same type of molecule or the different type of molecule. That depends, that tells us whether it is the cohesive force or whether it is adhesive force. So let's discuss about the cohesive and adhesive force separately. So here this is cohesion. Okay, cohesion is the phenomena where cohesive forces are in acting. For suppose this is an water molecule and this is another water molecule. So here you can see the molecules are similar in nature. Okay, so we can say the forces of attraction which is applicable between two similar molecules. Okay, these are two similar molecules. Both of the molecules are only and only water. So the forces of attraction which is applicable in case of similar molecules will known as cohesion. Okay, let's see what is adhesion. Here you can see one molecule is mercury and other molecule is water. So we can say the forces of attraction between two dissimilar molecules. Okay, dissimilar. One is mercury and other is water. So if there will be a forces of attraction, not if there will be a forces of attraction, and that forces of attraction will be called adhesion. Okay, but here the phenomena of wetting, and wetting means wetting. Okay, wetting or non-wetting, these all types of phenomena depends on the nature and the magnitude of the cohesive and adhesive forces. Okay, so by understanding cohesive forces and adhesive forces, you can say whether one molecule will stick, it will not stick, you can judge. Okay, in that manner. Let's now study about the no slip condition. So guys, the no slip conditions means that for example, this is a flow of water. Okay, and this is layers of waters. Okay, these are layers. Okay, for example, if you will see any flow, the flow is consists of layers like this. Okay, this is one layer, above this another layer, above this another layer, above this another layer. Here you can see that there is no surface contact below it. Okay, the stream is not in contact of any surface. So the velocity of all of the layers will be equal, and that is also known as u infinity. That is called free stream velocity. Okay, free stream velocity. If the flow is not in contact with any surface, then that is called free stream velocity. In the free stream velocity, there is no effect of no slip condition. So where the effect of no slip condition occurs, let's see. Let's suppose this is a free stream flow that is flowing, and this is a surface. Okay, this is a surface. It is a solid surface and it is stationary. It can move. Okay, whether it is moving or not moving doesn't depend anything, but it is solid surface. Okay, this is a solid surface. The word solid is important here. Okay, till this point, okay, till this point the flow has not touched the solid surface, so the uniformity of velocity will be there. So the velocity will be, if you will see the velocity profile, then it will be like this. Okay, the velocity of everything, every layer will be u infinity. Okay, there will be no change in velocity in any layer. Okay, so let's see what happens when the flow will first strike the surface. So let's see what happens. Okay, so when the flow will strike the first when the flow will strike with the surface at first time, this the lowest level layer, okay, the lowest layer will first strike with the surface. Okay, so then what happened? Here experimentally it has been found that due to very high resistive and viscous force, okay, very high resistive and viscous force, the first layer, the lowest layer will immediately come to rest. So this will be u is equal to 0. Okay, the first layer will immediately come to rest. So when the first layer will immediately come to rest, this is called the very famous no slip condition. Okay, when the first layer will come to rest, and this is not come to rest for an instant of time, it will come to rest for infinite time. Okay, until the flow continues, the upper layers will be moved, but the lowest layer, the layer which is at the most lowest position will be at rest. There will be no slip. Okay, there will be no slip, and its velocity will be 0 only. This is called no slip condition. Hope you guys have understood. So let's see how the no slip condition and how the forces of attraction are causing viscosity, okay, in the flow. Okay, let's understand the viscosity. So guys, we have closely understood about the forces of attraction and the no slip condition. Okay, next thing is the viscosity. So viscosity is nothing but an effect of both of these. Okay, so forces of attraction, no slip condition raise the property of a fluid, that is called viscosity. So let's see what is called viscosity and how it has been created and how it varies and everything about viscosity. So guys, okay, now see the definition of viscosity. Okay, what is the definition of viscosity? And the definition of viscosity states that it is the shear resistance to flow. Okay, it is here I am writing, it is a shear resistance to flow. Okay, shear resistance. It is a shear resistance to flow. Okay, so here I want to show you. So here there are some layers of fluid. Okay, if the velocity is different in different layers, okay, this is, it has some velocity. if it has some velocity, let's suppose u2, and it has some velocity, let's suppose u3, it has some velocity u4, u5, and u6. Okay, if the velocities are different, okay, if the velocities are different, then there will be a force, okay, that is cohesive force, that will act in between the layers, okay, that will act in between the layers to resist the motion between them, okay, to resist the motion between them, or to resist the shear deformation. Okay, if this layer is moving this way and this is moving this way, that is only shear. Okay, if this is moving this way, or the relative velocity is there, it is moving at a higher speed and this is moving at a lower speed, then there will be shear deformation. To resist that shear deformation, the phenomena viscosity is in the picture. And when the viscosity of a for suppose, if viscosity is high, okay, viscosity is high, then the resistance to shear deformation will also be high, so the flow will not the flowability, okay, the flowability will decrease, so it will not easily flow. For suppose these are the fluid layers and this is a stationary plate, okay, this is a stationary plate and these are the fluid layers. Okay, so when fluid is flowing in this direction, okay, so I have said in no slip condition that the lowest layer, okay, lowest layer will have zero velocity. So this have zero velocity, and then what happened? Okay, this is zero velocity, and this layer, just upper layer, is trying. It has some velocity, and it is trying. It is moving in the rightward, in the, let's suppose, rightward direction. So it has zero velocity, it is moving in the rightward direction, and the most important thing is that there is a cohesive force. Okay, this is a cohesive force, and this cohesive force will act on this, okay, on the lower layer to the right, and this cohesive force will act in the upper layer to the left. Okay, the lower layer will try to stop the upper layer, and the upper layer will try to drag, okay, try to pull the lower layer, and these things happen due to the velocity gradient, because this has zero velocity and this has some velocity, okay, this layer which is not equal to zero. Okay, so this layer will try to, the lower layer will try to drag, okay, it will try to stop, and the upper layer will try to drag, try to pull. Okay, so there will be some forces that the upper layer will feel, okay, from the lower layer. Okay, so in that manner the velocity will decrease automatically. So the upper layer has no more the velocity of u infinity. It has u infinity before, but it has some decrease in velocity, so it is no more the u infinity. Okay, then what happens? It has some decreased velocity. Now the just upper layer to this, it has some more velocity than this. Okay, so let's suppose it is u3 and it is u2. So u3 is more than u2, because u2 has been decreased due to the u1, that is the lowest layer. So there is again the velocity gradient. So u3, the third layer, will try to pull, okay, to try to pull the second layer towards it, but the second layer will resist, okay, and it will pull back the third layer towards itself. So again the velocity of third layer is decreasing. So the same effect continues to upper and upper and upper layers. So what happens? So there will be a velocity gradient throughout. Okay, let's see how the velocity gradient acts and what is the shape of that velocity gradient. Okay, here I have drawn the velocity profile that will occur, that you can see in the fluid flow. Okay, so how it is, let's understand this first. Okay, so this is y-axis. Okay, from here onwards you just understand, from the plate in the upward direction we take y. Okay, and this curve is velocity curve. Okay, in in the x direction we have taken velocity. So if you see this point, okay, this point, if you will see this point, so here this is origin. Here the velocity, the x component, x coordinate of the curve is 0. That means here the velocity is 0. Okay, and the velocity is increasing like this. Here this is the velocity, here this is the velocity, here this is the velocity, here this. One more thing you need to understand, this curve is parabolic. Okay, this is a parabolic curve, and this is not always parabolic. This is parabolic in case of this flat plate. Okay, and one thing you need to understand here, that you can see the velocities are it is you can see here that the velocities are changing very at high rate at the lower of the curve. Okay, but it is like becoming a constant when you see at the upper levels. So you can say that the effect of no slip condition, okay, transmits only to a certain level. Okay, let's suppose this is the level after which there will be no effect of no slip condition, and up to the upper layer, after this all the velocities will be u infinity. Okay, there will be no effect of the no slip condition ever. Okay, so this is all about the velocity profile. Now here you can understand one thing, that this is y and this is a parabolic curve. So in actual scenario, this is a very thin layer inside the fluid flow, and we can treat it as a straight line. We can treat it as a straight line. Okay, so we can write the slope of straight line as the du by dy. This is the slope of the straight line. Okay, now let's study about the most famous Newton's law of viscosity. Okay, Newton's law of viscosity. What the Newton has said about the viscosity, as we have seen in the last picture about the du by dy. Okay, that is called velocity gradient. Okay, you can call it velocity gradient. Then what Newton has told about it? Newton said the shear force, that is, okay, the shear force tau will proportional to the du by dy. Actually it has, Newton has said about the d theta by dt. Okay, Newton actually, the if you will see the Newton's law of viscosity, the real statement is the shear resistance to flow is proportional to the shear strain. Okay, but the mathematically you can find out du by dy equal to d theta by dt. So we can replace d theta by dt by du by dy. So tau is proportional to du by dy. So we can use an proportionality constant, that is tau is equal to mu du by dy. Okay, and this is the most famous equation of Newton's law of viscosity. So again, mathematically you can find out the du by dy. Okay, if the velocity distribution is, if and only if the velocity distribution is linear, then du by dy you can write is equal to v by h. So guys, this is our first question. You can read the questions like two large plane surfaces are 20 mm apart and the gap contains oil dynamic viscosity 0.6 pascal second. A thin plate of area 0.5 meters square is to be pulled through the gap at a constant velocity of 0.6 meter per second. The location of the plate will have to such that it is 8 mm from one of the surfaces, neglecting its effects the force required for pulling the plate. Okay, this is the corresponding diagram for the question. Okay, this is one of the stationary plate, this is another stationary plate, and sorry, stationary surface you can say, not plate. Okay, and this is our plate. Okay, we are moving this plate at a velocity v. Okay, so v is given. Okay, let's write some data. Okay, and one of the most important thing is this height. Okay, this height is given 12 mm and this height is given 8 mm. So let's first the velocity of layers at this layer will be 0. The most upper layer, the velocity of oil will be 0. Okay, and the velocity of this layer and this layer will be v. You can say it. So, and this is only and only of no slip condition application. Okay, this is 0, this is 0, and this is v. So what next? Then as there is a velocity difference, there will be a velocity gradient. Okay, velocity gradient will be there, and as velocity gradient is there, there will be shear force. Okay, that there will be shear force where on both on the stationary surface and the plate. So he is asking to us what will be the shear force on the plate. Okay, let's write some data that is given in the question, then we'll solve the question. Okay, so this height. Okay, let's treat. Okay, let's treat this arrangement is 1 and this arrangement is 2. So we'll write h1 is given, that is 8 mm, h2 is given, that is 12 mm, and the dynamic viscosity is also given, that is mu is equal to 0.6 pascal second, that is the SI unit. And what is given? The velocity is given, the v is given, that is 0.6 meter per second. Velocity is given 0.6 meter per second. So here you can say that there will be two forces on the plate. Two forces. One is one is on the upper surface by the upper liquid layer in this direction, and the lower force will be on this, and that is also in this direction. Okay, so as the game, so to find the resultant force we just need to add them up. Okay, that we know the formula by Newton's law of viscosity, tau is equal to mu into du by dy, but this is tau is shear stress, and what will be the shear force? That is stress into area, that is force will be this is shear stress, that is mu du by dy into area. Okay, I am writing like this, mu a, okay, du by dy. Okay, F equal to mu a du by dy. Okay, this is a shear force. Okay, so let's find out. As I've said, this the velocity distribution is like parabolic, but as most of the cases, okay, most of the cases and most of the syllabus of at our level, we just treat it as linear. So velocity distribution is linear. Then the du by dy can be written as v by h, as simple as that. So by putting v by h in this formula, we will get mu a, okay, v by h. Okay, let's calculate the two forces. Very simple. Okay, so the force 1, that is F1, will be mu is 0.6. Okay, the area is given in the question, that is 0.5 meter square. Okay, that is 0.5 meter square into 0.5 into v by h. The v is 0.6 and h is first for the first layer we have taken edge, which is the first layer, that is the below part. So h is what is the length? 8 mm. Okay, h is 8 mm, so we can write in meter. Okay, 0.008 meter. Okay, now we can find the force 2, that is F2 will be again the mu is same, the oil is same. Here I want to say, if the oil of the both of the part will be different, then mu will be different, then you have to take the mu1 in the first case and mu2 in the second case. But as in the question, mu is oil is given as constant in both of the part, the oil is same, so mu is there, the no change in mu. The surface area of the plate is constant, that is 0.5 into the velocity of the okay, the velocity of the plate is constant, that is 0.6 for both of them. Here you need to change one thing, the height. The height is at the upper plate, the height is 0.012. at the height is different. Okay, at the upper section that is 12 mm and at the lower section that is 8 mm. So what is the resultant force? So it will be F is equal to F1 plus F2. Okay, so all the values are there, you just need to calculate and the answer will be 37.5 kilonewton. Just check your answers. Sorry, there is not a kilonewton, this is Newton, just Newton. 37.5 Newton. Okay, the units are very 1.5 Newton. This is the answer. Okay, so this is all about the viscosity, and hope the things are clear to you. And if you will ask, then I will solve more problems on it in the upcoming videos. Okay, this viscosity will have another video in which we will solve only numericals, as this video has been very long. So we'll upload another video in which we will solve at least 3 to 4 more questions, so that your concepts will be very strong. And thank you, and please, one more thing, practice as much as you can, and please subscribe my channel. It is a very new channel, and please subscribe. I need subscribers, so please subscribe. And if you like the content, then like it. If you have any query or if you didn't understand the concepts, then please write in the comment box. It will really motivate me to upload more and more videos. Thank you. Hope I am not boring you, and okay, goodbye, see you in the next video.